I look like one of those sit-down YouTubers with all these books in the back. I may sound angry in this, I may sound a little bitter in this, but just let it slide. I grew up in the church, I'm a pastor's son. One thing that taught me was that I don't have to be perfect. I wish I knew that when I was like 11 years old. For years as a little boy, teenager growing up, I always felt like I wasn't good enough. I would hang out with people and then they would crack jokes about certain things, but if I were to crack jokes about the same things, oh, it would blow up, and then, you know, my name will be spread around, Pastor his son this, Pastor his son that. Everybody could lose their temper. When I lose my temper, oh, Pastor his son this, Pastor his son that. And then there is the Bible verse about if the pastor can't control this, how is he can't control the church, something to that effect. So that put even more pressure on me to just be Mr. Perfect. And I tried. Believe me, I tried. I tried with everything in me. And no matter what I did, my flaws or my mistakes were always pushed to the forefront. Like, I would learn all the Bible verses, I would do well at the quizzes, I would help elderly people, I would be willing to volunteer to do this. I tried so hard to be Mr. Perfect Christian so that people would just at one point accept me and I wouldn't have to be a disgrace to my father. And don't get me wrong, I feel I should make this disclaimer, my father has never made me feel like I wasn't good enough. In fact, it's actually the opposite, and I wish I'd paid more attention to that when I was younger. My father actually shows me that no matter how much I mess up, he still loves me, and I really appreciate that. I'm gonna take a break now because my eyes filling with water, so I'm not about to cry on camera. Okay. Whew, that didn't happen. We're not talking about that. The people in the church made my life extremely difficult. Not all of them. I know the people who were genuinely my friends and those who just kind of tolerated me. Notice I said tolerated me, because it seemed like people who didn't like my father or my mother for whatever reason felt the need to take it out on me in some way. So the people that I'm trying so hard to please so that they won't have anything bad to say about my father, or so that they would accept me in some way, those were the same people who would come back and say horrible things to me, do horrible things to me. But at that point, I wanted to be accepted so badly. So it's like you just put up with whatever people say to you or do to you because you want to fit in some way. But you know, at that age, it's like you just want to be accepted, and church people just would not accept me. I could give example after example of people taking minor things that I did and just blowing them out of proportion, either to get back at my father or for whatever reason. And then these same people always like, oh, pastor's children this, pastor's children that, oh, they're gonna turn out bad and whatever. Meanwhile, I'm just hearing all of this and I'm like, all this effort I'm putting in, you still think I'm gonna turn out to be some horrible human being. And it took its toll. It honestly, I'll be honest, it took its toll on me. If it wasn't for my sister, I probably would have been like a horribly depressed individual, because my sister brought so much joy to my life. Like, being home with her was the best thing ever. I think it was that kept me trying, knowing that when I'm home I have that somebody who just knows me and understands me and just completely accepts me exactly how I am. Like, you don't even understand how my sister has impacted my life. You see, my confidence and sometimes slight arrogance is because of her. Like, my sister would send me a birthday card or Christmas card every single year, basically telling me how amazing I am as a human being, and I grew up with that. And I wish that I grabbed onto that a lot sooner and completely ignored all these human beings who aren't perfect but want me to be. You know, I think the last straw for me was when I went away to Bible college. It was Northland International University. And they had rules. They had some ridiculous rules. They had a dress code, they had lights out, they had curfew, all of that. And there'll be people getting 100 plus demerits, whole ton of demerits, and I'm getting like 10, 15, 18 demerits because, I mean, I'm trying my best to keep the rules, you know. I'm actually trying to be a good student, kind of well behaved to a point, you know what I mean. I'm still, you know, I still broke some rules and stuff, but I was sly with it. And then there was this one incident with a Skype conversation that went kind of out of hand, and then I got called to a meeting because of this Skype conversation. And in that meeting, I was suspended from the school. Like, the guy told me that I needed help and that they're going to have to dismiss me. I can't remember the exact words anymore. And then I thought back and I'm like, I'm making somewhat of an effort to do the right thing, but then I mess up. And you, a Christian university, who's supposed to be like, okay, we love you, we care about you, life touching life was their slogan. Instead of being like, okay, let me help you, they just got rid of me. Like, it was just like, you know what, we don't even have time. And I got angry. I got really, really angry. I couldn't understand. After that, I had a lot of time on my hand and I did a lot of thinking, and I thought about all the times I tried. Like, I actually tried. And no matter what I tried, people still didn't accept me. I was doing everything that I thought people would want me to do for them to accept me, and they didn't. And I, in essence, made a vow at that point that I'm going to just do what I want. So I did. Now, you don't just get over the whole, like, you know, caring what people say thing. Like, you don't just get over that. It's a process. And it took me a while of slowly just being like, oh no, but if I do this, people will say this, or if I say that, people will say this, or whatever. But then eventually I started not caring. And I don't know when it was that I actually stopped, but I got to a point where I was just done with people. I was done with their opinions. I was done with their views on me. I was done. I didn't care what they said about me. I didn't care what they thought about me. I started to dress how I was comfortable. I didn't want to go to the church that my father's a pastor of anymore. No knock to him. Not gonna start talking about the denomination. This is not an attack on any denomination, but I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. I wanted to go to Harvest Bible Chapel. But you know what? Oh no, Ricky, if you go to Harvest Bible Chapel, people gonna wonder why you leaving your father's church. Your father's the pastor. You're supposed to stay at the church where your pastor is. So I started to go like once in a while. Like, I will go one Sunday, then go to my church for like 3 Sundays. And a couple people were like, oh Ricky, why you start going to Harvest so regularly? Your father's the pastor of this church. You know, you're supposed to go to the church where your father's the pastor of, and blah 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 blah. And I asked them one very simple question: why? And to this day, I never got an answer. I mean, they tried to give me an answer like, oh, you know, that's just how things are supposed to be, kind of answer. People are literally doing stuff because they feel like that is what is expected of them by society. And that just started to upset me even more. And I was like, I want to go to Harvest Bible Chapel. I'm going to Harvest Bible Chapel. I told my father I want to go to Harvest Bible Chapel. He's like, okay. He doesn't have a problem with it. Why should you have a problem with it? So I went. And with session, people have this mentality that you're supposed to dress up for church. Where did they get that? Some white people told them many years ago and they just kept running with it. That's, in essence, that is what it is. Now I wear t-shirt, jeans and slippers to church. I wear t-shirt and jeans and slippers to everything, really. Unless I'm taking photos for like a wedding or like it's a special event, I only wear slippers. I grew up bad. You know why I grew up bad? Because I wanted to. Do you know why my hair is like this? Because I told my barber I want my hair to be different. And he cut it like this, and I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I like this. So you know what? I kept it. Why did I get a tattoo? Because I wanted to. And I've come to realize people hate when you actually do what it is that you are comfortable doing or what you want to do if they're not okay. If they're not okay with it. And that's not right. That's not okay. There's no way that you should dictate how somebody else should live their life based on your belief system. And I'm tired of it. I'm honestly tired of it. And I refuse to bend my back, make myself uncomfortable, dress the way I don't want to dress, act the way I don't want to act, just so that you could be happy with who I am as a human being. And you know what happens? I'm pretty sure church people still talk about me. And that's their business because I don't care. I don't care what your view is on what I'm supposed to be. And you all need to get that in your head. Every single last one of you needs to get that in your head. You have your belief system that was taught to you by whoever taught it to you. That's fine. You believe what you believe, I believe what I believe. I don't agree with your belief system, but I'm not gonna go spend 3 hours gossiping about your sin. Okay? I'm gonna get a little closer for this one. People do not have to live up to your expectations. If people don't do what you want, when you want, how you want, that is not reason for you to judge them and bash them and spend however many hours gossiping about them. Growing up as a pastor's son and never being good enough but trying to be perfect and trying to please everybody really made my childhood miserable. I'm doing what I want, I'm dressing how I want, I carry myself how I want. You don't like it? That's fine. It's making me happy. What does my happiness have to do with what you believe? Your belief systems should not be forced on other people. You don't hear me going around telling everybody that they should wear slippers. You don't hear me telling everybody that they should quit their job to follow their dreams. You don't hear me doing that. Okay, maybe I do kind of encourage people to do that a bit. But like at the same time, if you decide that you want to work a 9 to 5, you want to work a 9 to 5, that's just what you want to do. I'm not going to pressure you. I'm not going to try to change you. I'm just going to tell you this is why I do what I do. If you don't like it, that's fine. But there's no way you should try to force me to change. I feel like I did a horrible job explaining all of this, and I always feel like that. To those who have a problem with the way I dress, the fact that I grow out a beard and that half the time it's not even combed, the fact that I have a haircut that I don't know what's wrong with my haircut. What, you know, whatever problem you may have with my haircut. To those of you who want me to wear shoes instead of slippers all the time and are like all upset about it. To those of you who don't like that I am comfortable in t-shirts and jeans, I don't live for you.